What's up, guys? I'm BTC. It's fairly safe to say that Overwatch 2 has a content problem. Everyone is already well aware of the sketchiness going on with the shop and the prices for some of their stuff. However, are you aware the fact that Blizzard is removing content that you already had access to in the form of maps? And we're going to get to that in just a second. I do want to quickly remark on something that I didn't get the chance to. Now, this skin has already been removed from the store, so you can't quite get it right now, but this is a new quote-unquote legendary skin for Moira, and you'll notice that it is nothing more than a palette swap of her default Overwatch 2 skin. Now, there used to be rules for how character skins were graded. If it looked like the default skin and it was just a little bit of a palette swap, then it was a rare. If it was a palette swap with a little bit of an extra thing, like, for example, a hat, then it would be considered an epic. And it would have to be something completely different in order to be treated as a legendary. This is very obviously just a palette swap with an extra hat. And yet they're charging a full $19 legendary price for it because it's a ripoff. Now, let's go into the other thing that I wanted to talk about. The main thing of this video is that Blizzard is outright removing content from the game. Let's take a look at the notes for the upcoming Season 2. Now, I already showed off a bunch of the new content that they're going to be including, but they're also going to be removing stuff. You know, some of the things that people really enjoy about this game, and they're just going to take it out because reasons, I guess. It says, arriving at fan-favorite destinations with a new season comes a new map pool, along with our newest map, Shambali Monastery. Players can anticipate the return of fan-favorite Rialto and the most epic place on Earth, Blizzard World. Some rides may not be available due to weather. We'll also be visiting Oasis and Nepal at different times of the day and rotating out Hollywood and Watchpoint Gibraltar. As a reminder, all off-rotation maps will continue to be available in custom games. Did you catch that? In between all of the other little garbage, they said they're rotating out Hollywood and Watchpoint Gibraltar. This means in quick play and competitive, those two maps are no longer going to be there because reasons. Why would you want to have all the content that you've previously enjoyed when they can just take it out to create some sort of artificial fun, right? And that is the goal here with these map pools. What they want to do is they're removing some of the maps so that way you kind of have a longing for it and like, oh man, I haven't played Hollywood in a really long time. I would like to play that map. And then they reintroduce it with Season 3 and they're like, look, it's a new map. It's Hollywood. And they want us to actually pretend that we're excited for it. It's like, yay, we have access to the map that's been in the game for years. Isn't that amazing? They did the same thing with Season 1, where they removed Rialto and Blizzard World, and that created the vacuum, which is supposed to generate the artificial fun of now being able to revisit this. Because we're arriving at fan-favorite destinations. Wow! Players can anticipate the return of fan-favorite Rialto. So if it's a fan-favorite map and a lot of people wanted to play it, why did you remove it for Season 1? Why are you deliberately removing maps that people enjoy playing? Why did you do that? Again, it's to create the vacuum and then the artificial fun for the following season. It's like they're giving you back something that you already had access to for years, and they expect you to be excited about it because they think you're dumb. Also in Season 1 was the removal of King's Row and Numbani. Now, I believe that these were supposed to be included, but they got removed because of some bugs or something. I very vaguely remember playing King's Row at the beginning of Overwatch 2, or maybe it was the end of Overwatch 1. I can't quite remember. In any case, I haven't played that map in a while, and I definitely haven't played Numbani in a very long time. Now, Numbani I don't really care for, but King's Row, I enjoy playing that map. Instead, I keep getting placed into Toronto, which is a push map, and that game mode is not exactly the greatest, and Toronto is just a bad map. So, yay, I guess. I don't get to play the maps that I enjoy, and instead I have to be forced into playing the stupid maps that Blizzard wants us to play, which is aggravating. This issue arises because of the existence of map pools and the fact that the Overwatch devs are... what's the word I'm looking for? It's, what is it? It's oh, stupid. The Overwatch devs are stupid. They are incompetent. They are fucking morons who don't have the slightest clue what they're doing because they think that map pools and creating vacuums of content with artificial fun is somehow a good thing to add to the game, and they're wrong because they're stupid. For some unbelievably bizarre reason, Overwatch is going backwards in regards to maps. Previously, in games like CSGO and whatnot, you would be able to pick the maps that you wanted to play, and then you would queue for those maps. Hey, if you don't like playing Dust, then just don't queue for Dust. If you don't like playing on Numbani or Toronto, then just don't queue for those maps. Wow! Then the player gets to actually play the maps that he enjoys. Wow, that's so amazing! What a novel concept of allowing the players to pick the maps that they enjoy. Now, there is some issues with this in regards to, well, what about competitive balancing and certain maps being better for certain characters and blah, 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 whatever. Okay, yeah, maybe you can have some restrictions on it where the player is forced to pick at least X number of maps, right? Like, you can't just pick one map and only queue for that one. You have to pick like 6 or 7 or whatever it is. That way, there's a chance that you can get any of those maps, and you can't really have that sort of hero advantage for specific maps. That's all you have to do. Just make it so that they have to pick at least a certain number of maps. Why should players be forced to play on maps that they absolutely hate, Paris, and then why should those same players also not be allowed to play on maps that they actually want to play on, right? Like, it doesn't make any sense. I enjoy the Hollywood map. It is one of my favorite maps in the entire game. The fact that they're specifically going to be removing it from the next rotation of maps is going to make the gameplay experience worse for not only me, but a lot of people who enjoy that map, or the same thing with Watchpoint Gibraltar. It doesn't make any sense at all to remove these maps, other than the fact that the Overwatch devs are idiots and they have no idea what they're doing. So what have we gotten over the last couple months? We have a different character being disabled from gameplay every other week because of some sort of bug. Then we have maps that we are not able to play because either they're bugged or Blizzard has decided to remove them. Then we don't have access to the workshop in the custom maps because they didn't know what they were doing and they couldn't get it working in time. And on top of this, the removal of the 2 control point maps, and we actually have less content now than we did in Overwatch 1. We have less content with the upgrade. How is that even possible? Now, yes, the 2 control point maps were awful and I didn't enjoy them at all, but all the more reason to not disable maps like Kings Row, Numbani, Hollywood, Gibraltar. If we're removing a bunch of the 2 control point maps that nobody liked, why are you removing the good maps that people did like? What the hell is wrong with the people that work at Blizzard? The whole thing is an uncontrolled circus because the ringmaster is on a break. Anyways, there you go. Some of your favorite maps are not going to be available in Season 2. What do you guys think about Blizzard just removing content that you already had access to? Let me know down below.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and